So this is something I wanted to share with you now. This is my theory of everything, if you like. You might say this is like my F equals ma or something like that. I don't know, a random equation I've come up with. F grab equals F elec less radiation pressure, i.e. minus radiation pressure. So you need to take radiation pressure into consideration when considering the divergence between the strength of the electrical field and the strength of the gravitational field. So you've got all this light, all these photons pushing against, and we can manipulate atoms with photons and things like this. So we know quite a lot about this area of science, actually. Manipulating atoms or reducing their temperature using lasers and things like this, and suspending things in magnetic fields. We know all about that sort of thing. And magnetism, obviously by electromagnetism, right, is in itself a property of electricity, right? So I conceptualize these electron densities surrounding atomic nuclei as being, I can probably draw it for you. I will actually. It's worth doing this, I reckon. So you've got the proton in the middle. You've got an electron around the outside. So what is it? A single dot? Does it never change position? What's it encountering in its environment all the time, other than photons? And maybe I should have got that tattooed on my arm instead of this. But this is more recognizable. That's more like the image of the atom that comes from the Copenhagen interpretation of quantum mechanics. That's the Niels Bohr model of the atom, if you like. But atoms, I don't think, are quite like that. And I think these electrons, they appear and disappear constantly because they're constantly interacting with photons from the background, at the minimum, and usually with photons as well. So I think it's more like a cloud of particles surrounding it. I'm just dotting around the edges on this diagram now, just to try and show you what this might be like. And this undermines very much the de Broglie interpretation of the electron's standing wave. But I think this nonetheless is a standing wave, and this is what we really see under microscopes and things like this, under electron microscopes. When we look at atoms, this is really what we're looking at. We're looking at like a cloudy little ball of stuff, and what we really see is only ever the electron. We don't get to peer into the nucleus of the atom unless we begin doing particle accelerator experiments and things like this. Then we can see into the hearts of atoms and find out that those are made of particles also. Those are made of quarks and gluons, and they exchange virtual pions in the process. So, I mean, this model has encountered a number, and furthermore, some electrons manage to tunnel somehow a great bit further than the nucleus. I propose in my own conceptualization of quantum gravity. So we have a secondary electron density, and very much in the same way that stars and planets form roughly spherical or very nearly spherical balls, because atoms aren't spheres either. They're not spherical. They're sort of pear-shaped. And most things in the universe is actually pear-shaped. Most things in the universe are actually slightly pear, they're oblate spheroids, like the Earth. And I see there's this first shell of electrons that we're almost not seeing, because it's very, very ephemeral. It's very weak. It's just a secondary effect, really, of tunneling electromagnetic particles. And these are constantly exchanging W pluses for W minuses, and that's the electroweak interaction. So we also have these exchanges of W plus and W minus particles, and the exchange of weak neutral currents, so that changes the flavour of neutrinos, and probably emits a photon in the process, and contributes to the weak positive cosmological constant that we have, which is this term actually here, is all included in this radiation pressure term. Because the cosmological constant just emits photons. These are just bits of light from different parts of the universe. And an electron, while it's emitting a photon, has managed to encounter a neutrino and also passes the neutrino Z particle. And the neutrino changes photon hence, because that's a weak neutral current. Another prediction of electroweak theory, or of the weak nuclear force. I could go on, but I won't. Not right now. I've got a rocket to think about building, and various other things. I got a bloody tattoo appointment in at 3 o'clock. Yeah, I'm gonna get a little cow tattooed on my arm from my dairy farming days, which hopefully actually will continue. I'll continue doing it and having time for farming, hopefully, but maybe not right now.